slice, glue, paint, enjoy.
Good day to you all, Cragum here, and we are looking at the Leviathan Mortis by Dreamforge Games. Now this is a huge model and it comes in a huge box. As you can see on the side, we've got a few of the weapon options, which sadly myself didn't go for. Talking to the size of this box, it is huge. I mean, I had to travel back from London to Manchester and it was not fun. On the other side, we've got the few different kind of angles of it. Some great, and it's, as you can see, highly posable. And great thing I love about these kits is you can twist off the arms to kind of make it easier to transport to different places. So, yeah, let's have a look inside. So let's pop this beastie open. Just one of those smooth transactions. So first you can see you get the base on a nice little kind of like platform along with the full colour instructions, which is great. A little kind of elements there for keeping your little kind of plaque at the front. So something that I won't be having for mine because I'm looking at using it for Chaos Titan. So let's just pull this first layer out. Oh, I hate the feel of that stuff. Hate it. Anyway, as you can see, as I reluctantly am holding this, you have quite a fair amount of elements to this kit. So it's not something like your GW kits where you can casually just, I don't know, like tackle it in one day. This is a big kit. This is a lot of work. It's beautiful though, beautifully sculpted everything. Like, really looking forward to kind of making a start on this. So anyway, as you can see, you get 2 sets of sprues, and there is, as I mentioned before, a lot of elements to this kit. This is insane. Like, there is so much, and it's really nicely presented though, and I like the fact that it's all banded up and stuff. It's quite a nice personal touch. Kind of feel like each one is kind of placed in properly by hand and not just streamed off. But as you can see, like, nice little stacked kind of sprues. So let's have a quick look at some of these. So I have no idea, I mean, what parts of this is, but I can see like that's ball joints and kind of there's from looking at the glance of the kind of the model online, this is a big kit and it's a lot of work because there is a lot of little doodads and little elements which have to go in place because of the fact the model is actually fully posable as well. Not fully posable, but you know what I mean. It's got a lot more posability than a lot of the other range of models out there, which is a nice touch. As you can see, I kind of can't describe things, but as you can see, there's nice little armor elements, nice little gears all across the kit. There's a lot of elements. Kind of, I feel like the sprues kind of could have been a bit more tightly, kind of including more elements, but unlike a GW kit, you don't really get many spares as well. This is a kind of you get what you need for the model, and that is it. There's no kind of additions to it. Those would be the guns, obviously, which you buy separately. But yeah, as you can see, first sprue, kind of a lot of like gears, and there's kind of like ball joint kind of elements there for the posability. So let's have a look at the second set of sprues, shall we? So, as you can see, again, tied up with the laggy bands. I really like this. I found this piece, and at the bottom of the box it looks like it's kind of fallen off one of the sprues, so I'll find that at a later point. Just pop that in there. No, there we go. Anyway, so looking at this one, it's quite nice. The sprues kind of, they have kind of different elements on them, unlike where GW you kind of have the repeats of everything. It's really nice to kind of have all these different elements, which I feel I'm gonna later regret saying as I look through this kit and start working on it, which is going to be something I will also be recording and showing updates on this. But yeah, as you can see, it's this kind of part seems to have quite a lot of the kind of gears for kind of how it's going to be turning and kind of the arms and how they can position and lock in place at the same time. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how to be honest, this will work when it comes out, and see how it actually ends up being posable, and if they are stiff or quite loose to kind of work with. But as you can see, this is the Leviathan kind of sprue, and I know obviously there is the two different versions of the Leviathan model, the Crusader and the Mortis, and I for myself, because I wanted the Chaos Army Titan, I went for the Mortis. As you can see here, I know that's where that part has gone missing, and also I've seen from the back of the sprue as well, those two elements there, big bits, were actually the top of the chimneys at the back, which are quite a cool little feature for it. Here you can see this last sprue, same as kind of the last sprue before. So let's have a look at the rest of it, shall we? Okay, so let's have a look at the inside. So here's the skull, like the kind of the helm of the giant uniformed model. It's nicely done, hollow as well, which is quite good, because it means you can kind of add elements like LEDs or anything like that to it. Well, as you can see from the scale as well, it's pretty big. You won't want that landing on you, and that's the size of a Chaos Space Marine. So it's like, this is a pretty big model. It doesn't feel it looking at all the bits separately, but just put on that. But it does look like it will be a big model, but it just doesn't at the moment. So again, checking out the shoulder pads, they are huge, thick plastic as well, really thick plastic. So it's kind of a nice quality to them. But again, as you can see, huge shoulders. I may, with my own, make some kind of additions to it, because I kind of like the idea of having some kind of like chains running from it. And as you can see here, again, the chest, again, really thick plastic. Like, they have not skimped on the mold. Like, it's really big, and as you can see, it's like, so you kind of got that idea of the head shoving itself in there. Again, I might look at kind of extending that area, because I want it to kind of look more along the lines of a warhound Titan. So I will actually be creating my own kind of custom large weapons for it. As you can see, something you don't normally see with a GW kit: screws and a screwdriver. Now I'm fearful for this, as yeah, it's something new for me. I'm just used to caning a crap load of glue on a model and then leaving it be. So yeah, that should be an interesting one. But overall, like, it's a really nice kit. Like, here, as we saw before, here's a base. It's a good sized base, again, showing scale. This lovely Chaos Space Marine, who has willingly allowed himself to be a test subject. You can see it's a big model, but I myself, again, because of it being, I'm going to be putting a warhound Titan. Oh, shit. Oops, drop that there. Being a warhound Titan, I'm going to put it on a 8mm base. So as you can see, it doesn't rack up as big as you kind of hope it to be. But I really want this to kind of go on something bigger. So I've got myself a wooden base. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the instructions. As you see, it stands 8.5 inches tall, 28mm scale. So I know that the warhound's about 10 inches tall from the shoulders, so I'm actually going to be heightening mine a little bit. But as you can see, this is an in-depth and colour instructions, which is really nice to have colour instructions, because it gives you a little bit of an extra hand on figuring it out. Like, as you can see from this diagram, there's a lot of manoeuvrability with the limbs, which is going to be ace. I mean, I'll probably, because of the scale of this model, glue it in place in the end, but it's great for kind of getting the kind of the kit put together. But it's a huge task at hand, I can see. And there's a lot to go. I mean, admittedly, I won't need to use the weapon, but the claw as well. Like, the claw is something that I will probably use as an excess, but I'm going to be obviously having two guns to this, because it being a warhound Titan. But it can't hurt to make the hand anyway, to use as other kind of units, because I might end up using it as one of the Night Titan variants that you can get from Forge World. But as you can see, it's got some nice points of kind of a removability, so you can actually take this apart before taking it anywhere, which is ace. It's an in-depth, I'm getting mixed up, but yeah, it's a great little set of instructions. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and please do leave a comment on this, and look forward to seeing more, and please do subscribe. Bye!